All right, guys, fish on. First fish of the morning. Nice jig bite. I kept trying to get into that slack water. Tough drift. So I switched up from the bag and went to a jig. This is like my 10th cast. Here with Eric this morning. He's working behind me, getting the net. If you follow the channel, you recognize this spot. And I think this is a nice fish. Nice fish. Oh gosh, it's cold. It's cold. December, but it might as well be January steelhead. Come on out, bud. It's a nice fish. Trying to get Eric out here. We might have him about tamed. So that was a great bite, Eric. Great bite. Looks like a darker fish. You get him? Oh, nice. Heck yeah. Thanks, buddy. It just so happened that Eric was working his way back to shore. So I think we're gonna try to take him to shore, keep him in the water, and because he's wrapping in the line. So let's walk to shore. All right, guys, we got this fish unhooked. It was a bigger fish than we thought, and it's got no tail for me to really grab. Some of them are just made weird, but gorgeous. Oh, hen. She's spawning. Look at the eggs coming out of that thing. Jeez. So we're gonna get her back. She's a darker fish. Just gorgeous hen. Man, ready to spawn, obviously. Whew.
There it goes.
Yeah, buddy. Give me some. Nice. Let me show the camera here what we got it on. And this is a smaller Sheffield than I usually use. This is a 3/8 ounce. And then I run it down to a 1/4 ounce inline. And then some shot. And then I got my one, well, it's destroyed, but it's a 1/16 ounce Challenger jig there, white. And so, you know, just jigging it back. I use this setup on this creek because the casts are kind of far, there's a lot of mending, and so the heavier weight helps. And with heavier weight, you need a bigger float. I also can't see at a distance, so that helps. But listen, welcome back. I got Eric with me today on the net. Hopefully we'll get him into a fish here. Will's working, so we're out playing. We're on the big creek today. This thing hasn't fished in about a month and a half because of the conditions, and so we got about a foot of visibility today. We're able to use a little bit heavier line, and man, I hope we get into some fish. We're just getting started. About 30 degrees outside, water temp's 34, I think. And we're wading up to our waist. So freezing cold, but all right, we're gonna get warmed up here and get back at it. Nah, we're good, bud. Thank you, though. All right, guys, second fish of the morning. Feels like a real thumper, too. I was doing a Superman drift into Eric's spot and started reeling up the jig, and it crushed it as it was, you know, working its way up through the water column. So I don't know how good of a hook set I got on this thing, but still throwing that white Challenger, 1/16 ounce. So Eric was on the shore warming up. He's got a little bit of a wader leak this morning, so he's colder than most. But it's coming right up here. It's actually just there it is. Oh yeah. Geez, these are big fish this morning. See if we can get this one in the net, huh? Oh, hold on. Let me reel down again. Yeah, nice, Eric. Let's see if we can keep this one from destroying my rig. Jeez. Oh yeah, beautiful fish in the net. All right. You think that was the one that nibbled your egg?
I don't know.
He was out pretty far. He wasn't next to the shore by any measure. So, all right, we're gonna take this guy to fish of the morning here, guys. A little bit brighter fish. Looks like a beautiful steelhead. He's feisty. So freezing cold. So we're gonna get him back in the drink here. He's gonna go fast. Yeah. But another jig, another white Challenger jig bite. So we're just Eric was on shore warming up again. He's got a wader leak, so puts a damper on this spot because you're wading up to your waist, really, trying to get on these fish. So, all right, I'm gonna clean up here, dry off a little bit, and get back at them. All right, guys, there it is. I'll show you in a little more detail. We like these pink heads, and we like the chartreuse heads on those. But 1/16 ounce. Some guys we talk to use even lighter than that and do pretty well, but they end up having to trim them. So, all right, I'm gonna get back at it. That cast is so tight to the shoreline. And there's a bunch of overhanging branches. I just can't quite get it there. I'm sure there's fish out further from the bank, but I don't know. Hooked up, guys. Hooked up, third fish of the morning. Same spot as the first fish. This one feels good. Yeah. Slam that jig again. Holy cow. I can only make that cast like every 10 or 15 tries. Oh, that's a big fish. Just head shaking like crazy. There's my float. See if I can back him out. We started to get a little sun. Eric's on shore again, luckily. Warming up. The water is just freezing. Oh, that's a big fish. Holy cow, Eric. Guys, that's a donkey. That is a big fish. Let me see if I can actually, oh my gosh. That's a nice fish. I wish he would stop doing that, to be totally honest. Holy cow, there's a little batch of them there. That's a tough cast to make. I'm like 2 feet from the opposite shore. Holy cow, Eric. Yeah, nice red stripe, green back. That's all right, I'll fight him like this all day. Going against the current, you know. Jeez, he really is. He's just taking drag too. Swimming again. I always tell guys, when you're fighting them and they're going against the current, just let them go. Just hang on. They're fighting extra hard. It's like running uphill, you know. I think he's gonna probably come right back in front of me and roll, almost right in front of us, maybe. Yeah, here he comes. Wow, that thing is huge, Eric. Holy cow, it's way bigger than I thought, actually. Oh my god, it's way bigger than I thought. You can hear him taking drag. Holy cow, guys. He's big. Eric, I'm gonna try to walk backward a little bit more. I'm still fighting a lot of current right there. What's that? Yeah. Yeah, the next time he rolls on the surface like that, I think we gotta get him. Holy cow. My knees are shaking, he's so big. He's a giant. Now we're just chasing him up the creek. I guess we're just gonna have to be patient. He's big. Let's get right up there. He's gonna roll at some point here. There it is. Zumba. Oh, jeez. You guys, he jumped right out of the net. Too much reach. Oh, he swam way, he went on a run after that. After those shenanigans, Eric. I don't know if you guys saw him come out of the net, but he's big. We're gonna try to get him to do the exact same thing, only this time we're gonna get him in there. Get him in the hoop. I told Will we should have bought the bigger one for you. The bigger net. Bigger hoop. Look at this fish just go, huh? I mean, he just won't stop. And he's going up the creek. He's big. That's a 10-pound fish all day, at least. Boy, he doesn't like you. Jeez. He does not like you. One bit, Eric. Dude, it's way up there. Let's just walk up a little bit, yeah. I dropped back down to 8-pound. Oh, God. You gotta be kidding me. This is gonna take a while, huh? I thought for a minute he was gonna come right in. He's gonna roll again when he turns. We can get him to do it. Oh my gosh, Eric. Oh. There he is. Is his head up? Yes, you got him. Whew, nice job. Is he as big as we thought?
Shoulder, that's for
dude, that's a really pretty, yeah, he's got shoulders all right. Let's see him in there. Holy cow, yeah.
Stripe.
Oh man, he's beautiful. Let's go. All right, now we go through the task of walking him to shore. Man, I was wishing the whole fight I hadn't switched to 8-pound. See that thing running upstream? Jeez. All right. She's just sitting there so nice right now. Whew, barely hooked. Wow. Yeah, Eric said it best. Wow. He was barely hooked. I changed jigs. Got him on a white and olive. Because I ran out of white. Will's got them all. All right, we'll show them to you here in a minute. You guys, this is a big steelhead. Big steelhead for me. Holy cow. I can't even. You ready for this? Look at that tank. Oh, you guys. Just a giant steelhead. That's a 10-pound fish right there. You can see my hand on the back side of him. I mean, that's no joke big right there. Just giants. Beautiful red stripe. Holy cow. Jeez. There he goes. Holy cow. That's the biggest one I caught in a while. Give me some, bud. Eric is dying. Literally, he hasn't fished for the last 20 minutes. Just freezing cold. You guys are, you're wading up to your waist. 34-degree water. It is cold. So we'll keep you posted here. We might try a spot where Eric doesn't have to wade as deep and get in the truck and get warmed up here. Put everybody out of their misery. So all right guys, let's do this. Show you that jig real quick. We talk about these a lot. We used to tie our own, but honestly, for the price on these challengers, you can't beat it. And I always used to think that putting a ton of marabou on there was kind of my secret weapon. And so these challengers, they're dressed like a normal jig. I would say what I was doing at my bench was super heavy. I mean, it'd be 4 times as much marabou as that. But man, these these things catch fish. They're just beautiful jigs, really strong mustad hooks on them. So I would suggest getting a buffalo tackle and buying a bunch of these. Will's got all my white, so I also changed color to white and olive. I ended up breaking off a few times. So let's see what we got. See if we can get back out there and get into some. Seems like I figured out at least one spot where there's a couple sitting, so I'll try again. You can see I'm not using the great big floats, slip floats that we use on the lower river, but I am using a decent sized float here. This one happens to be a 3/8 ounce, and then a smaller weight below it. But this particular run, and there's a lot of water in here today, is really tough to fish, and you have to be mending your line a lot. So using a heavier weight, you know, even Eric is using a 15 gram float. Using more weight helps you be able to mend your line and still keep it basically in the drift, in the seam. You know, every time you mend your line, you don't yank it out of there. And so just one of the little tricks that can help you maybe fish a little easier, a little bit more effectively, and, you know, get into some more fish. Man, it'd be great to poke another one. I gotta admit, I'm getting cold. Eric's coming back out now. It's cold. Will and I just got done last weekend, and we fished like a 20-degree day, but we also weren't standing in waist deep water. I got some fleece pants on, and I got my Bama booties, my wool socks, and the whole thing, and there's just no fighting it off. You can get away with it for a little while, but yeah, we'll see where the day takes us here. There's a couple other spots I'd like to try. A warm truck ride would probably do Eric some good. Oh guys, I broke off. Broke off, so get a new section of 8 pound here. Eric's in the spot where I just pulled that one out of, so let's hope that he can get into one. I might switch back to egg sacks. I know it seems silly, but it could be that I caught the most active fish. And so I think that's what I'm gonna do, but there's a visibility issue here for sure today, so I'm gonna do a bead in a bag, which a lot of guys don't like. Say your hookup percentage goes down, da 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 da. I don't know, I've not had that experience. Get a nice big number 6 on there, something that can do the work. And all it is, I'm gonna put an egg sac on this hook, and I think that a lot of times the way that guys put the egg sac on actually hurts their hookup too. You know, if you're tying your own sacks or you're buying them, there's a little, you know, where the fabric comes together and the yarn ties the bag shut, there's a knot, and I think a lot of guys put their hook in up there, and I don't do that, because honestly the last thing I want is like a lot of material around that hook. So let me just get this bead in here real quick, and then I'll grab a sack and I'll show you what I mean. Let's see. That'd be something if we went out there with a chartreuse bead and start banging them up. It'd be pretty funny. Actually, it'd make my absolute day right now. All right, let's get those sacks out. I gotta get into a pocket here. I apologize. All right, so here we are with the sacks. I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna put a chartreuse one on, but there's the knot, obviously, right there. I don't want to jam my hook in there. That's like hard for it to rip through even, you know what I mean? What I do is I flip it completely upside down, and I don't poke any eggs, and I just wiggle it through there, and so it's barely, you know, it's barely hanging on the hook. Like, it's not like a worm or something where I need to go through and through, you know what I mean? So I just do that, and then, you know, when I go to set the hook, it's got hook. Right, it's not, you can see that it's not all covered with bag, and I think that that's a big thing that that guys might struggle with when they're trying to fish that bead in a bag, just like that. Double chartreuse. Let's go. See what happens here. Oh my God, you guys! Holy cow! First drift, bead in a bag, and it's big. It is big. Head shaking like crazy. I don't know how good the hookup is, because it slammed my float twice. Went down, I missed it. Eric was just walking out of that spot. I think we have a watercolor issue here today, and it's gonna take a little extra to get them seen. I was like, I think I'm nuts going back to eggs, but here it is. Holy cow, poor Eric is hurting. It's coming. This is a big fish too. Oh geez, did you see the tail? Eric, it's big. Holy cow. If it, oh man, it's right there, right?
Yeah, it's done.
Oh yes, nice job, buddy. Holy smokes. From the second I set the hook, that thing was just going. Oh man. All right, we're gonna get him unhooked and we'll get back to you. Another tank steelhead here this morning. This guy, he's ready to go. Oh man, he is a beast of a fish. We're keeping them in the water. When it's real cold like this, you want to try real hard to keep them in the water as well, because they just, you don't want to get any damage freezing their gills or anything like that. I cannot pick this thing up. The tails on these things are too fat. And there's no handle. So we need like one of those fish gloves or something. You ready?
Yep.
Here he comes. Oh, big girl. Big girl, full of eggs. Nice, pretty fish. Look at that thing. Just the belly on it too. Like, she's just loaded with eggs, guys. And she fought hard right through Eric's legs on the way out of there. Give me some.
Nice one.
Oh, we're freezing. I think that's number 4. And we fished pretty clean today. I don't know, I don't think we missed maybe a couple good bites. Eric had his egg sacs crushed this morning a couple of times. So, but there it is. Bead in a bag. Man, that was it. First drift doesn't lie. I mean, that was unbelievable. So I'm gonna get a new sack on there, and I'm gonna go try to poke a couple more. All right. Got warmed up for a minute, got re-rigged. This time, peach and chartreuse. I think it was the chartreuse bead that actually nailed that one. I think it actually saw the chartreuse in this dirty water. So, but the water's getting better and better the longer we go here. It's just, it's so cold. It's so cold, wading up to your waist is brutal. And I think that's why we've got this spot to ourselves. We had one guy with us this morning, and he literally turned around and said, "Are your boots insulated? You know, how are you staying warm?" Like, it's that cold. So I'm actually gonna move down to more where Eric was fishing. I poked that fish just a little bit further down from the others. and it slammed the float twice. Holy cow. I mean, just boom, boom. Super cool bite. I love that. But would be nice to catch a couple more. Like I said, each one, we caught one that was just what I would say like an average fish. The other three were, they're big. They're big fish. Just mending the line, keeping a nice drift through there. Man, I got lucky on that one. I was not paying attention at all. At all. Alright guys, that's gonna wrap it for this morning. We put in probably 2.5 hours. Ended up, I think, with 4 fished clean too. I mean, for hookups, 4 for 4. I think we missed a couple of other bites. Just tough. There's a lot of water in the creek. It's colored, you know, and I think if we pounded away at them, we'd probably get into some fish, but it's just the water's too cold. I mean, I've said a couple of times, I think we're up to our waist, and poor Eric is on the shoreline just trying to survive. So we're gonna go get a warm drink, take a slow ride home, maybe get Eric some waders that don't leak. And we'll probably get back after it tomorrow. We got a couple days off here. I know Will's off tomorrow, so he's excited about getting out and seeing if we can't get into a bunch of good steelhead and get it all on camera for you guys. So hope you're enjoying these videos. If you are, like and subscribe. It means a lot to us just to keep building the channel. And man, we're having fun. Hopefully that shows, like, just out doing what we love. So remember, 10% off at buffalotackle.com. Use code WillsWorld. These guys, it's a nice website, got some nice stuff. You get those Challenger jigs, you get those Sheffield floats, a bunch of other stuff. You see us in the summer chasing walleye with all their gear. So yeah, it's good stuff. It's reasonably priced, and you get 10% off with the code. So that'll do it. We'll catch up with you on the next one.